4 vitamins you should never take, and 4 you should take daily if you're over 65. What if the pills you swallow every morning are quietly working against you? Some large studies in older adults suggest that the wrong supplements can raise the risk of early death by up to about 40%, and most seniors never hear about it. One vitamin on today's list has been linked to brain shrinkage. Another is associated with a higher risk of stroke, nerve damage, and even heart failure at everyday doses, and chances are you're taking it right now. After 65, your liver clears things more slowly, your kidneys don't flush excess the way they used to, your nerves are more fragile. Meanwhile, certain vitamins accumulate, irritate your cells, and create symptoms many people mistake for just aging. It's not inevitable, it's avoidable. In this video, we'll uncover the 4 vitamins you should never take after 65, and the 4 you should start daily. Stay with me to the very end, because vitamin number 1 is tied to a 36% lower risk of death from all causes in a major European study. Before we begin, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We love hearing from seniors around the world who are taking charge of their health. First, we have to talk about the bad ones, starting with a vitamin that sounds harmless but can quietly cause serious damage over time in older adults. Number 4, vitamin A in retinol form. At first glance, vitamin A seems like a hero, supporting your eyes, your immune system, even your skin. But for adults over 65, especially those taking multivitamins or liver-based supplements, vitamin A in the form of retinol can quietly turn toxic. Here's the catch: vitamin A is fat-soluble, which means your body stores it in the liver and fat tissue instead of flushing it out like vitamin C. And as you age, your liver slows, your fat stores change, and what you take today doesn't disappear tomorrow. It builds up day after day until you cross into toxicity. The symptoms are subtle and easy to mistake for aging: dry skin, dizziness, blurred vision, stiff joints. But behind the scenes, chronic excess vitamin A is quietly stressing your body. A 2022 review in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with high intakes of retinol had a 25% higher risk of atrial fibrillation, an irregular heart rhythm that dramatically raises stroke risk after 65. So if you're still taking a multivitamin with retinol or retinol palmitate on the label, it's time to reconsider. Your body absolutely needs vitamin A, but not in this form. The safer choice is beta-carotene, found in foods like carrots, spinach, sweet potatoes, and eggs. Unlike retinol, beta-carotene only converts to vitamin A when your body needs it, making overdose virtually impossible. Here's the guideline: anything above 700 micrograms per day for women or 900 micrograms for men from supplements can be risky long-term. The safest move? Ditch the synthetic retinol entirely and rely on whole foods or beta-carotene-based formulas. That's your first warning sign. And the next vitamin is even trickier. It's often recommended to seniors just in case. But without proper testing, it can quietly damage your heart, liver, and brain. Number 3, iron as a supplement. Iron is essential for life, but for adults over 65, iron pills can quietly become one of the most dangerous supplements you take. If you're still swallowing iron just in case, you could be doing more harm than good. Here's why. Iron is famous as a fatigue fighter. Doctors prescribe it for anemia. It's even added to many senior multivitamins marketed for energy. But what almost nobody says is this: after 65, your body stops losing iron the way it used to. Men stop decades earlier, and women after menopause. That extra iron doesn't vanish, it stores itself in your liver, heart, and pancreas. And when iron builds up, it sparks oxidative stress, tiny unstable molecules that inflame your tissues and age your organs from the inside out. It also triggers the formation of compounds called lipid peroxides, linked to Alzheimer's, cancer, and heart disease. The scary part? Very few seniors actually need extra iron unless you've been diagnosed with anemia or are losing blood due to surgery, ulcers, or chronic illness. The symptoms of overload are sneaky: joint pain, fatigue, memory fog, even heart palpitations. Easy to dismiss as just aging, but behind the scenes, that excess iron is straining your brain, liver, and heart. And unlike low iron, which doctors can fix fairly quickly, high iron takes much longer to correct, and some of the damage may already be permanent. So what's the safe move? If you're taking a multivitamin, check the label. If it contains iron, switch to an iron-free formula for seniors. Ask your doctor for a serum ferritin test or transferrin saturation test. These reveal if your iron stores are too high. And if they are, it may mean scaling back on red meat and avoiding supplements completely. Iron is vital when you're young, but after 65, adding more is like pouring gasoline on a fire your organs can no longer control. Up next is vitamin number 2, one of the most common supplements seniors take every single day, and yet it could be quietly weakening your bones, stiffening your arteries, and putting your heart at risk. Number 2. Calcium supplements. For decades, calcium has been marketed as the bone protector. It's in every senior ad, every pamphlet, every multivitamin labeled for strong bones. But here's what most people over 65 never hear. Taking calcium as a standalone supplement may actually increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, and dangerous artery calcification. Calcium itself is essential, your bones and teeth depend on it, but where it ends up in your body is far more important than how much you take. When you're young, your bones act like sponges, soaking up calcium efficiently. After 65, that process slows dramatically. Instead of going into your bones, the extra calcium lingers in your bloodstream and settles in the wrong places, your joints, your kidneys, and most dangerously, your arteries. The result? Arteries that stiffen instead of stay flexible, a heart that has to work harder, and bones that don't get stronger, even as your supplement bottle empties. On top of that, calcium pills can bring unpleasant side effects, bloating, constipation, and blocking the absorption of other key minerals like magnesium and zinc. And here's a fact most seniors miss. If you're taking acid blockers for reflux, a very common prescription, the calcium in your pills may not even absorb properly, leaving you with the risks, but none of the benefits. So what's the smarter approach? Get your calcium from food first: leafy greens, sardines with bones, almonds, chia seeds, yogurt. These whole food sources are better absorbed and carry none of the risks of oversupplementation. If you truly need more, make sure your calcium is paired with vitamin D3 and vitamin K2, nutrients that guide calcium into your bones and keep it out of your arteries. If your multivitamin still packs in 1,000 milligrams of calcium while you're already eating a calcium-rich diet, it's time to rethink. Because after 65, your bones don't just need calcium, they need balance, movement, and the right partners. And your heart needs you to keep calcium where it belongs. Up next is vitamin number 1, the most dangerous supplement seniors often take daily, thinking it helps with energy and nerves. But in reality, it can quietly damage your nervous system, shrink your strength, and mimic the signs of aging itself. Number 1, vitamin B6 in high doses. This one shocks almost everyone. Vitamin B6 is usually seen as safe, even helpful, for energy, nerves, and brain fog. It's in dozens of multivitamins, nerve support blends, and memory boosters. But here's the hidden danger. After 65, high doses of B6 can quietly become toxic to your nervous system. Most people assume B6 is harmless because it's water-soluble. In theory, your body should just flush out the excess. But B6 is different. In large amounts from supplements, not food, it can build up in your nerve tissue, and once it does, it becomes neurotoxic. That means it damages the very nerves that keep your hands steady, your balance stable, and your muscles strong. The symptoms look exactly like aging: tingling feet, numb hands, burning sensations, unsteady steps, muscle weakness. Many seniors with these problems get misdiagnosed with diabetic neuropathy or just old age, when in reality it's a vitamin overdose. The official upper safe limit is 100 milligrams per day, but research shows that even 50 milligrams daily taken long-term can trigger toxicity in older adults. And here's the problem: many multivitamins and energy blends contain 2-3 times that amount in a single serving. Stack them together, and you can easily reach toxic levels without realizing it. Once nerve damage begins, recovery is painfully slow and sometimes incomplete. Seniors are especially vulnerable because slower metabolism and weaker liver clearance make it harder to process the excess. Add conditions like diabetes or thyroid imbalance and the risk multiplies. So what's the safe path? You do need B6, but only in small amounts, about 1.5 milligrams for women and 1.7 milligrams for men each day. That's easily covered through food: chickpeas, bananas, tuna, turkey, fortified cereals. Unless a doctor has tested and confirmed a true deficiency, you don't need extra. Check your supplements now. If your multivitamin or nerve support formula lists more than 5-10 milligrams per serving, it's time to change. Because when it comes to B6, more isn't better. After 65, more can mean permanent nerve damage. That wraps up the 4 dangerous vitamins seniors should avoid. Now let's flip the script and look at the 4 essential ones, the nutrients you should take daily to stay sharp, steady, and strong. Number 4, magnesium. When it comes to nutrients that quietly fade as you age, magnesium tops the list. By the time you're over 65, your body's magnesium stores are usually far lower than they should be, and the consequences sneak up on you. Why? Because with age, your gut absorbs less, your kidneys waste more, and common medications like diuretics, reflux pills, and even blood pressure drugs flush magnesium out even faster. The result? Symptoms that look like ordinary aging but are really deficiency: muscle cramps, twitching eyelids, restless legs at night, fatigue, anxiety, poor sleep, even irregular heartbeat. The truth is, magnesium powers over 300 enzyme systems in the body. It helps regulate blood pressure, steady your heart rhythm, stabilize blood sugar, relax tense muscles, and even sharpen your thinking. Research has linked low magnesium to a higher risk of dementia, type 2 diabetes, and atrial fibrillation. That's not coincidence, it's biology. But not all supplements are created equal. The cheap kind, magnesium oxide, is poorly absorbed and more likely to upset your stomach. The better forms for seniors are magnesium glycinate, citrate, or malate, gentle, absorbable, and effective. The sweet spot is usually 250 to 400 milligrams daily, depending on your diet and your doctor's advice. You can boost intake naturally with leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, avocados, black beans, and almonds. But because soil depletion has stripped much of the magnesium from modern food, many seniors will still need extra help. The difference when you restore it is dramatic. Better sleep, fewer cramps, steadier energy, calmer nerves, sharper focus. Magnesium is the quiet foundation your body has been missing, and putting it back can change how you feel in just weeks. Up next is vitamin number 3, technically a hormone, not a vitamin. After 65, your body makes less than half of what it used to, and deficiency has been linked to infections, fatigue, weak muscles, and even a higher risk of death. Number 3, vitamin D3. This isn't just a vitamin, it's actually a hormone, and after 65 your body makes far less of it than ever before. In fact, your skin produces less than half the vitamin D it did when you were younger, and if you spend more time indoors or live in northern regions, your levels can plummet without you even knowing it. Low vitamin D3 doesn't just affect your bones. It's been directly linked to weaker muscles, constant fatigue, poor balance, fragile immunity, and higher risk of serious infections. And that's just the beginning. A major 2020 review in the British Medical Journal found that seniors low in D3 had a 50% higher risk of respiratory infections and were 30% more likely to die from any cause. That includes heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. Why so powerful? Vitamin D3 acts like a master switch. It activates immune cells so your body can fight threats, reduces chronic inflammation that drives aging, and helps repair damaged tissues. In the brain, it's been shown to support memory, focus, and mood, while low levels have been tied to depression and dementia in older adults. Here's the problem. Most seniors are deficient, and most multivitamins don't give enough to fix it. The standard recommended 600-800 IU isn't nearly enough for older adults. Research shows many need 1,000-2,000 IU daily just to maintain healthy levels, and sometimes more in winter or if blood tests show deficiency. The best form? D3, cholecalciferol, not D2. It's the same type your body makes from sunlight and is far more effective. You'll absorb it best when taken with food, especially meals that contain some healthy fat. Vitamin D3 isn't just about bone strength. It's about resilience, sharper thinking, stronger immunity, and better protection against the diseases that cut life short. Put simply, restoring D3 levels can help you stay active, alert, and independent much longer. Up next is vitamin number 2, a nutrient that seniors often can't absorb from food anymore, leading to weakness, numbness, memory problems, and even misdiagnosed dementia. Number 2, vitamin B12. If you're over 65, there's a high chance you're already low in B12, and may not even know it. The symptoms creep in quietly: tiredness, tingling in your hands or feet, poor memory, unsteady walking. Left unchecked, it can mimic dementia, weaken your legs, and rob you of independence. Vitamin B12 is essential for nerve health, red blood cell formation, and brain function. Without it, your nerves misfire, your energy drops, and your balance becomes shaky. The problem is that as we age, our stomach produces less acid, the very acid needed to separate B12 from food. Add in common medications like antacids or metformin, and absorption falls even lower. That means you can eat all the right foods, meat, eggs, dairy, and still slip into deficiency. And here's what makes it dangerous: B12. Deficiency doesn't just cause fatigue, it can damage the nervous system permanently if left untreated. Many seniors are told it's arthritis or just aging, when the real problem is simply lack of this one vitamin. So what's the fix? Don't rely on food alone. After 60, the safest option is supplemental B12 in forms your body can absorb directly, like methylcobalamin or cyanocobalamin. These bypass the stomach and go straight into your system. The typical dose for seniors is 500 to 1000 mcg daily. B12 is water-soluble, so any extra is flushed out, meaning toxicity is virtually impossible. If deficiency is severe, weekly injections may be needed, but for most, a daily tablet or sublingual lozenge works perfectly. If you haven't had your B12 checked recently, ask your doctor for a test. It may be the most important number in your blood work. Fixing low B12 doesn't just restore energy, it can make your mind sharper, your legs steadier, and your nerves calmer, often within weeks. Coming up next is vitamin number 1, the single most powerful nutrient for seniors. It's not technically a vitamin, but studies show it can cut the risk of heart attacks, memory loss, and even early death, while helping you live not just longer but better. Number 1. Omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. They're not technically a vitamin, but after 65 they're as essential as any nutrient on this list. Omega-3s are the building blocks of your brain, protectors of your heart, and powerful guards against the silent inflammation that drives aging. The science is impossible to ignore. A massive 2021 study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition tracked more than 42,000 adults over 60. Those with the highest omega-3 blood levels had a 36% lower risk of death from all causes. Another study published in Circulation found that omega-3 supplementation cut the risk of fatal heart attacks in seniors by over 45%. Numbers like that don't just hint at benefits, they prove it. Omega-3s work on every level. They keep your blood vessels flexible, stabilize your heart rhythm, reduce joint pain, and protect memory. Without enough, seniors are more likely to face arrhythmias, dementia, stiff joints, and faster decline in nearly every organ system. Here's the challenge. More than 2/3 of adults over 60 are deficient because they don't eat enough fatty fish. And food alone rarely covers what your body needs at this age. That's why high-quality supplementation is key. Look for a fish oil that provides at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily. If you already have heart issues or inflammation, you may need 2,000 milligrams or more, always under a doctor's guidance. Choose brands tested for purity, free of heavy metals, and ideally in triglyceride form for better absorption. Take it with meals to avoid that fishy aftertaste. If you're vegan or allergic to fish, algae-based omega-3 supplements provide DHA directly, another safe and effective option. The benefits go far beyond heart protection. With consistent omega-3s, seniors report clearer thinking, steadier mood, easier movement, and deeper sleep. They don't just add years to your life, they help keep those years active, independent, and sharp. For anyone over 65, omega-3s are the closest thing to a nutritional insurance policy. They don't just help you live longer, they help you stay you longer. Now you've seen the truth about vitamins after 65. Some can sharpen your mind, strengthen your body, and even extend your life. Others can quietly poison your system, fog your brain, and raise your risk of heart problems or early death, all while looking healthy on the label. This isn't about swallowing more pills, it's about taking the right nutrients, in the right form, at the right dose for your age. That means cutting the toxic extras, avoiding overdoses, and finally giving your cells the targeted support they've been craving. So tell me in the comments, which vitamin shocked you the most today? Your answer might help another senior spot a mistake in their own routine. And if this video opened your eyes, tap that like button and hit subscribe. Because every week we break down the science that helps you stay stronger, sharper, and independent longer. Your future health isn't written yet. With the right knowledge, you can take control, starting today.